Why, hello there everyone, welcome back to Scott Whiskers and the search for Mr. Fumbleclaw. We're still here at Alfredo's. Well, he couldn't really help us. He still wants some cheese printer thingy, which we can't deliver for now. So, Bob's Drugstore. So, we're still on the search for Mr. Fumbleclaw.
Definitely a real Banksy. And worth millions.
Is that Homer Simpson? Looks like Homer Simpson, right? No, anyway, Mr. Fumbleclaw was transported in a post bus, and we're about to check out every station.
There was some polluter dumping a mannequin rolled up in a rug? At least, I hope very much that it's only a doll.
Yeah, me too.
Every now and then, I dream my life will end in the exact same way. Wow! So many exciting things. One more illegal than the other.
Nice.
The sign says back shortly. The seller seems to have more important things to do at the moment. Maybe I'll have better luck later.
Right, I can't go any...
Someone's turned a spotlight on the smog clouds hanging over the city. Surely some environmental activist.
Sure. So, can I click anything else? No. Right. Stonemason Eddie Enderby? No. Alright, sorry, Oh. What happened here?
A toolbox. The construction workers working on the road here must have forgotten it. When I look at the hole in the road, I can only hope that they're still okay. Oh, what is that? A stone chisel. I better take it.
Nice.
Better not chisel away at anything else on this road.
We can give that to Eddie.
The sign says forbidden, road closed. Decorated with a few tire tracks.
Can I take the sign? No.
Wow! That's what I call luck in disguise. I can only congratulate the driver of the mail van for his cat-like reflexes. I could have turned out quite differently.
Well, can I enter?
How good that every mail driver always has his personal rope ladder on board. Apparently this kind of thing happens more often. Oh dear. What happened here?
It's a tiny
Must be
crack in the
hundreds
road.
of miles deep. And at the bottom flows a river of lava. I've seen enough movies to have an accurate idea without having to look down. To the movie set is written on the signpost.
Okay.
Oh, how idyllic! The village in the distance looks picturesque. But that's what I thought too when I first saw the 8th Resident Evil game. The hero of the game, as we all know, fell by the wayside in the end. I hope the hero of this game is a little better in the end.
Oh, I hope so too. Right, I can't just... Come on, just jump over there. Let's give him the chisel.
Perhaps a professional chisel could make sure that you can finish your stone bust.
Joker? For sure, a professional chisel would help finish the bust. But I do not own a professional chisel.
Well, no, you
Just
do.
this cheap junk from my Amazon order. Or rather, I owned this cheap junk from my Amazon order. Because all the chisels from this order are broken. And with them, my hope for a new career as a successful stonemason.
Well, as luck would have it, I recently found a high-quality looking stone chisel on the side of the road. Presumably it had fallen off some truck.
Really? And you would let me have him? Just like that?
You're welcome. I'm dying to see which actor is hiding behind the mask of stone.
Oh, I would be forever in your debt if your stone chisel was really any good.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Here you go, and good luck!
Well... Um...
Judging by the large pile of broken tools, Eddie doesn't seem to be making any real progress with his sculpture.
Apparently it doesn't.
Yes?
Still having trouble finishing the stone bust?
Yes. It's exasperating.
Why? Is my chisel no good?
Oh yes, it's great.
Where's the problem then?
My cheap hammers from my 100-piece set of hand-forged hammers and chisels, which I had ordered for €49.99 on Amazon, are apparently not up to it. Previously, it was the chisels that shattered into 1,000 pieces after a few blows. Now it's the hammers that break. It almost seems like some higher power has...
Or the programmer of this game?
Excuse me?
Behind you! A three-headed monkey!
Oh, really?
Huh?
Luke,
Oh...
I am your father.
Boy, are you okay?
I'm afraid the programmer of the game's running out of ideas. Anyway, I better let you get on with your work now.
Right. So let's get him a hammer, shall we?
Whoops! What happened here? Either a meteor from outer space, or a first-year student had problems with the correct mixing ratio of hydrogen and oxygen. If you're in a hurry and have overslept again, this signpost shows you the shortest way to the lecture.
Yeah, so where do I go? Technical University or... Not the bus stop.
Wow. Now that's what I call a realistic-looking rubber head.
Rubber head? Have you ever seen a talking rubber head?
Whoop, the head speaks. There's some kind of technical gimmick?
Hey, I could ask you the same question.
That's fascinating. Talking head in a jar, I only know such things from TV.
The head has a name. And feelings. If I may introduce myself. Axel, successful video game programmer. Currently
Sure.
retired until further notice, unfortunately. Programming video games is unfortunately somewhat difficult without hands.
So you're real? That's fascinating.
You already said that.
Sorry, I'm just completely overwhelmed now. I'm Scott, by the way.
Pleased to meet you. You haven't seen my body anywhere, have you? I was promised that the experiment would only be temporary. That was 2 years ago.
Sorry, no. Why the heck did you agree to this experiment in the first place?
I did not. This is a clear case of deceitful body robbery. Even though they are probably on the safe side contractually, unfortunately.
What exactly happened?
I'll have to elaborate a little on that.
Sure.
I am curious.
Well, did I mention that I am a successful video game programmer?
Yep. Have you deployed anything I need to know?
Of course I have. Ever heard of Slice the Ice? But I'm sure you have that.
Actually, no.
Really? Never played Slice the Ice? The challenging physics puzzle game with Scrappy the blue polo weasel.
Sorry, still doesn't ring any bells.
That is a pity, and a real gap in your education, which you'd better close today.
Where can I play this? And what's so great about the game?
What's so great about it? 100 in words. 100 levels of challenging physics puzzle fun. Help Scrappy save his yellow rubber duck on a wild journey through ice and snow.
Scrappy was the polar weasel, right? That sounds cute.
It is, and the game is as simple as it is challenging. Cut blocks of ice and save the rubber duck. What fun! And the best part is that the game is completely free if you want to play it on your mobile. Only for the PC it costs a little something. After all, I have to live on something.
Oh, I'd like to take a look at it. How do I get the game?
Well, just visit the website slicetheice.com and you're almost there.
Slicetheice.com. Just a moment, I better write that down. Alright, I made a note of it. Slicetheice.com. As soon as I get a cell phone again, I'll play a bit.
Great! And don't blame me if you get addicted to it. The addictiveness of the game should not be underestimated.
I am curious. Still doesn't explain how you ended up here.
Well, I was tricked. By a scientist who is obviously as mad as he is brilliant. Actually, I only accepted an invitation to give a lecture as a guest lecturer. As a topic, the groundbreaking software design and incredible physics systems of my hit game Slice the Ice. When the invitation from Dr. Fleischer arrived, I naturally felt honored and accepted gratefully, in the happy expectation to pass on my knowledge to curious students. But unfortunately, the planned lecture developed differently than planned.
What happened?
Let's put it this way. If a scientist offers you a coffee, there is an acute danger of waking up without a body after a short fainting spell.
Whoa, that sounds unpleasant. And not necessarily legal, right?
I'm afraid so. Before said coffee, I signed a document pledging to the university to conserve my knowledge in groundbreaking software design for future generations. I felt flattered and did not necessarily take this sentence literally, but I should have. The key word here is conserve.
Oh, I see. Conserved as in head off and conserved in a jar with water. That's annoying. That's why you should always read the fine print in the contracts.
You're right about that. And unfortunately, due to a lack of hands, it's not possible for me to tear up my contract. So I guess I'll have to wait until the 5-year contract period is up, and trust that the rest of my body will survive this time well chilled. I just wish they would put a TV in my room here. The white wall across the street lost its appeal after the first week.
No TV and no cell phone? That sounds like hell.
You have no idea.
When I see one of the scientists, I'll urge them.
You would? Thanks a lot! And if the TV really works out, I promise you a free copy of Slice the Ice for the PC.
Nice.
Wow, that sounds great. What's the website of Slice the Ice again? I think I forgot it. Again.
Haven't you written it down?
I must have misplaced the note.
Well, please remember
really?
it now. SliceTheIce.com.
SliceTheIce.com. Gotcha! Would it be okay if I played around first before taking care of your TV?
I think that's a good idea. Have fun.
Thank you. See you later then.
See you later.
Well, Mr. Axel, aka creator of SliceTheIce.com. So, just don't accept coffee from strangers.
It's interesting what the
That's all.
scientists in this lab are working on. There's lots of great ideas. A miniature distillery. There's nothing like a sip of moonshine after a hard day of science stuff.
Right.
Judging from the many coils on the device, it probably has something to do with electricity.
Oh, you don't say.
Given the current prices for electricity, such pocket power plants powered by clean energy are sure to sell like hotcakes.
Okay, who can I give it to? Let me think.
Yes? What's up? I suppose you want to know about the video game Slice the Ice.
Oh, sure.
I actually just want to chat a little bit.
You're welcome. I don't really get many visitors since I was locked up in this fishbowl 2 years ago. What do you want to chat about? Movies? Politics? Tips for underwater hairstyles?
How
Underwater
exactly did you
hairstyles.
end up here again?
Ah, I see. You wanted to chat about the pitfalls of contract law and why you should always read the fine print very carefully. I'll have to elaborate a bit more on that.
I have nothing better
Sure.
to do right now. In this game, time generally moves pretty slow.
Tell me about it. I've been in this fishbowl for about 2 years now. 2 endless years. And my contract calls for another 3 years. First of all, you should know who you are actually talking to here.
A head in a jar.
The head has a name and a profession. I am Axel, the Axel, creator of such legendary video games as Slice the Ice, Gym Slash, and Age of Tribes.
Wow!
Yes, wow. The high-performance physics systems created for Slice the Ice and the underlying software algorithms and data structures shaped entire generations of game programmers. And this ingenuity of mine ensures regular invitations from companies and universities to give lectures on game development to employees or students. That's why I didn't think anything of it when I accepted the invitation of Dr. Fleischer, member of the Scientific Council of this university. As usual, I assumed a little small talk followed by an interesting lecture with a final question and answer section.
I guess the day didn't develop as expected.
You can say that again. I found it a bit unusual to be presented with a formal document to sign at the beginning. But the 5-year contract to archive, conserve, and further develop my physical algorithms sounded quite reasonable. If I had read the fine print next to the word conserve before I signed, and drank the welcome coffee.
Whoops.
Yes, oops. That's what I thought after I came to here in this fishbowl. And as annoying as that is, a contract is a contract.
Really? Not everyone would see it that way. Others would more likely call this fraudulent misrepresentation.
This is quite possible. But try calling a lawyer if you're in a fishbowl. And have no hands. So I accept things as they are. And hope that in the next 3 years, my software algorithms will inspire a new generation of students.
That's what I call greatness. Even if the why is still not clear to me. What does the university get out of keeping you here in a pickle jar while they do research based on your software products?
Unfortunately, I do not have a plausible answer to this.
Yeah,
The
me
most
neither.
likely scenario is that they wanted to prevent me from withdrawing from my contract prematurely. Because pedaling is difficult without legs. God, I miss my body. Well shaped, despite the slight beer belly.
You'll have it back in 3 years.
Yes, and hopefully in its original condition.
Well,
On
I'd
second
better
thought,
go.
I better go.
Too bad. Well, you'd best come back when you found my body. Or if you want to learn about Slice the Ice. Because the game is really, really good.
Well, we'll check that. So, where do we go now? Yeah, maybe check there again.
The gate leads into the courtyard of Dr. Stringer's veterinary practice. However, it's closed at the moment.
Right.
Presumably, Dr. Stringer's making house calls right now. Too bad. Well, maybe I'll have better luck later.
All right. Whoa, creepy.
The eyes of the skull embedded in the wall glow eerily. This is a special effect that is as impressive as it is creepy. At least, I hope that's a special effect. The heavy gate obviously acts as a barrier between the creepy estate of Vlad Popescu and the living world.
Right. Larry Laffer, really? Max Calavera? Really? Come on. Why, he's still alive, I think.
The tomb of M. Calavera. It says, during his lifetime, Mr. Calavera was rather bony and bizarre. But in death, thanks to such pale bones, he is certainly the big star. Huh? I don't get it.
Oh, you don't have to.
The grave of a R. Wilco. It says, he always reached for the stars, but didn't make it, according to his memoirs.
Yeah.
The grave of a H. Jones. It says, a famous globetrotter and scholar near and far. He's now in heaven, teaching his archaeology seminar.
Archaeology, huh?
The grave of one L. Laffer. It says, while alive, he chased after every young girl's bust. It didn't take long for him to bite the dust.
Larry Laffer, really? Nice.
An old rocking chair.
He has
Apparently
his own
solar-powered.
series of games.
Why else would it rock back and forth so eerily? Hello, I really don't want to disturb your, devotion, but I have a really important question that I hope you can help me with.
Hello, young mortal. Welcome to the land of eternal darkness and omnipresent gloom. With what
Right.
am I, Vlad Popescu, allowed to frighten you today?
Excuse me? Frighten me? Please don't. I had to summon up all of my courage to hike up the dark path here. But my concern is of the utmost urgency.
Oh, so you're probably not here to talk about my illustrious career as a scary movie icon? Then excuse my flowery greeting. My fans expect me to speak in this way.
Sorry, I am indeed not here to talk about scary movies. Maybe there'll be time for that later. At the moment, I'm looking for a package that may have arrived in the mail recently. You would certainly have noticed it immediately. package with a cat.
A package? With a dead cat?
No. I do hope that Mr. Fumbleclaw is quite well.
Why would anyone send a package with a live cat? That does not sound very reasonable to me. But I am sorry to disappoint you. Neither have I received a package with a dead cat, nor a package with a live cat. Unfortunately, I get very little mail at all in recent years. I'm afraid the world has forgotten the great Vlad Popescu by now.
Drat! Again, no success. I'm running out of ideas on where to look for Mr. Fumbleclaw. Slowly, I'm really worried about the poor cat. Good, then I will not disturb you any further and wish you a nice evening. Very strange. Wasn't it broad daylight until just now?
I'm sorry I couldn't help you with your cat. But do you really have to go already? Unfortunately, I get very few visitors lately.
I don't want to disturb you any further. You seem very absorbed in your devotions.
That's all right, my young visitor. I've been standing here a lot lately, pondering my life. Oh, how rude of me! I have not yet properly introduced myself.
You are Vlad Popescu, aren't you? The horror movie actor. I think I owe one of my earliest childhood traumas to you. My name is Whiskers, by the way. Scott Whiskers.
Oh, you know me? Really? You can't believe how happy I am. Unfortunately, my name is no longer a household word among today's youth. Today, it is all about chopped heads and bloody, scary dolls. The times of dignified, scary cinema are unfortunately long gone.
That's sadly true.
Right.
I, for
That's
one,
totally
prefer a classic
unfortunate.
Edgar Allan Poe adaptation to any slasher film of today. Real horror. Modern cinema simply can't do that anymore.
My dear Scott, you speak from my soul. Oh, how happy I am that there are still young people who are familiar with the works of Vincent Price or Christopher Lee.
Or the works of one Vlad Popescu. Which leads me to an important question, and I hope you won't hold it against me.
Go ahead, my uninvited yet welcome guest. Ask your question. As my life will last a few more minutes, I am willing to answer it fully.
Shouldn't you be dead by now? Or at least 150 years old? I bet I've seen you in a movie alongside Boris Karloff in a movie from the 20s of the 20th century. But that can't be possible.
Why shouldn't that be possible? I don't look a day over 149, do I?
You scare me.
No.
And that's completely without a movie screen.
Don't worry, my young Mr. Whiskers. I think I can let you in on the big secret. It probably doesn't matter much anymore, anyway. Indeed, the greatest secret of my life. And I must ask you to keep this one for yourself. And
Okay,
take
sure.
it to your grave.
A secret? Oh, I love a good secret.
Who doesn't? Well then, the Vlad Popescu you saw alongside Boris Karloff, that was. Well, that was my grandfather, Vlad Popescu the Fifth, and the Vlad Popescu who shone alongside Vincent Price in the late 50s. Well, that was my father, Vlad Popescu the Sixth.
Oh, and so you are...
Vlad Popescu the Seventh, and I fear also the last
right.
of his kind. The
Why not?
Popescu horror dynasty will unfortunately come to an end with me. But That's alright. Popescu simply no longer fits in today's cinema. Today, it's all about pointy ears and fairy tales and space movies.
I think you would have been an excellent Spock in your younger years.
I have no idea who or what a Spock is, but I thank you for your kind words. My hope as an actor of the old school is still to play one or the other interesting role, and then disappear into the mists of oblivion.
Is that why you stand here at the graves? To remember times gone by and to commemorate friends who have passed away?
Well, unfortunately, it's the case that if you live for 150 years like me,
Wow, you're really into your role.
you have to bury many old companions. And it is
Makes
only
sense.
decent of me to remember the old times here from time to time.
Your melancholy is so slowly becoming contagious.
Oh, I am sorry. That was not my intention.
Is there anything I can do to cheer you up a little? Maybe a small cat from the animal shelter where I work would please you. See, when I'm sad, I always take an extra shift at the shelter to be with my cuddly Jimmy. His purring brightens my spirits every time.
No, Jimmy.
I'm afraid my cat hair allergy wouldn't allow that. No, I'm only happy, really happy, on the big screen. But unless you happen to be a movie producer who has a role for an aging movie star like me, I'm afraid you can't do anything for me.
Well, I don't want to promise anything, but in fact, I have solved much more difficult tasks in this game. I will definitely keep my eyes open for a role for you.
And I appreciate that very much. And I very much hope that you'll find your package cat. No animal should be shipped in such a undignified way.
Thanks. See you later.
See you. And whenever you want to spend some time here at the graves, you're always welcome to do so.
Well, there is a movie set, right? And somehow we have to find a way over there and then hopefully get Mr. Popescu his job. But not today. I'll get me some more coffee. Thanks for watching.